Hey guys, and welcome to Coachable, where we teach coachable moments. So today we're going to talk about Mr. Mime, and more specifically his build on using barrier and confusion. I call it the barrier build. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to head to Pokemon, and what do you know? Mr. Mime is first. Alright. So, Mr. Mime uses special attack. He is a melee supporter, so his basic attacks are melee. And like I said, he's a supporter. Way to go, Mr. Mime. 2 points for you. His passive ability, it reduces damage received by the Pokemon for a short time after it uses a move. So his passive ability goes great with in terms of emblems, using black emblems, because they have an increased cooldown rate. So you can use his skills more. The more emblems you have build up for black, you can use the skills more, which reduces damage received a lot more. So that is one thing, and we'll get into that later. One of the first major skill you can use is Confusion. So Confusion, really, it's a ranged attack, which funny enough, his basic attack is melee and his first major skill is range. Oh well. So Confusion pushes the enemy and it does damage as well. When it pushes the enemy, if they get knocked into a wall or a barrier, barrier build. Anyway, if they get pushed into a barrier or a wall, it does more damage to them, as well as it stuns them for a short time, it says. I always say like a second or two, but the game says a short time, so I'm going to say a short time. The next skill to use is Barrier, which goes right in turn with the barrier build. So, Barrier, it's a wall. We're literally building a wall. Yeah. All right. Wherever I heard that from. Anyway, so Barrier. You're building a wall. Wherever you place the barrier, if it's right next to an enemy, the enemy actually gets stunned for a short time, or what I like to call a second or two. The upgrade for this, it increases the maximum number of uses that can be kept in reserve for this move. So really, it just increases it to 2. So you can actually have 2 barriers in the shape of a tent, and really it funnels the enemy right into the point on the tent to where they can't move and they can't get away. So if you're with the teammate, which with Mr. Mime, you should always be with the teammate, because he really doesn't do too much damage. He's more of a troll build, I should say. Anyway, if you're with the teammate, and you can hopefully KO whatever Pokemon gets funneled into that point on the tent. So Barrier and Confusion is a great combination to use. You can set the way you want to use this is you set up Barrier first, and then you use Confusion, because since Barrier stuns them for a short time, Barrier stuns them for a short time. So you use that first, you stun them, and then you use Confusion, which pushes them into a wall. And since they get pushed into that barrier, it stuns them again for a short time. So altogether, they're stunned for 2 to 4 seconds, giving you the advantage. All right, moving on. Mr. Mime's Unite move is a damage over time area of effect stun. So the acronyms for that, in case you're interested, are DOT, AOE, stun. Right, so all it really does is just damage over time in an area of effect, and it stuns them for a short time. Alright, enough of the skills, let's get into the held items. I went with Buddy Barrier, Wise Glasses, and Choice Specs. And all together, these just increase HP and special attack. Alright, it increases HP and special attack. Buddy Barrier grants a shield once you use your Unite. Or, yes, once you use your Unite. Sorry. Wise Glasses increases special attack more, and Choice Specs adds a minimum of 60 damage to moves when they hit. Enough said on that. We are moving on. Let's get out of this screen. We're going to go over to the Pokemon Boost emblems. For the emblems, you want to go with 6 green, 5 black, 2 white, 2 purple, and 1 blue. Don't worry about the blue because it doesn't count at all. I actually use, this is the same emblem set I use with Clefable and Comfy, just because mainly it works out with the builds that I use for them. I only have to use this, which saves my slot space too. So the green emblems, or the green emblems, they give you special attack. The black gives you cooldown, skill cooldown increase. The white gives you HP. The purple gives you special defense, and the blue would give you defense if you had two, but we only have your one. So you really want to focus on increasing HP and special attack. You can increase movement speed. I wouldn't focus on it. Mr. Mime is a little slower, so if the situation calls for it, or if you have different Pokemon emblems than I do, you can definitely increase movement speed, but really just focus on HP and special attack. More so HP if you can, because Mr. Mime, he doesn't do a lot of damage anyway, which is, I believe I said it earlier, you have to be with a partner on this. If you go solo, you're probably going to get KO'd. The stats you can take away from are attack and critical hit rate. Critical hit rate especially, just because since you don't do a lot of damage, you don't really have to worry about critical hit rate. Yeah, like I said before, this is more of a troll build. You want to control the battle. Yes, you do want to do damage as well, but if you control the battle, and if you can control, let's say you're fighting for Rayquaza, sorry. If you put barriers up and the melee Pokemon can't even get to Rayquaza, you win. On the other hand, if you're in an enemy battle, if you put two barriers up and the enemy can't get away, you win. Assuming you are able to win that battle. If it's like four of your teammates against two of their teammates and they can't get away, yeah, your team's gonna win that battle. So this is a little more of a troll build. Alright guys, that is it for this build breakdown. If you want to see the gameplay, I've included the gameplay video on the link right here. And if you found this video helpful, please like it so that others can benefit from it as well. Other than that, I have nothing to say. So, have a great day.